afternoon. My name is Dipinder Bava. Thank you for attending my webinar for study in Estonia. Today we will discuss more about higher education in Estonia and opportunities for Indian students in Estonia. Just like always, we will first go through my presentation, and later we will have an FAQ round where you will have an ample opportunity to ask your queries. I request all of you to please keep your questions handy and do not send them at the moment. We will give you ample opportunity to ask your queries in the end of the seminar. The content of my presentation include the following areas. It starts from about Estonia and it goes up till application and visa process. Estonia, let's go with the country geographical location. Estonia share the border with Latvia, Finland and Russia, and being a part of Baltic countries is come into the Baltic territories. The Baltic countries, as I always mentioned, they are the upper part of Northern Europe, near the Baltic Sea. The capital city of Estonia is Tallinn, and the currency they use is euro. In Baltic countries, Estonia is the first country which was using the euros, and later on Lithuania joined the Estonia in euro and Latvia as well. So all three countries use euro as the local currency. Population is 1.3 million as per the statistics in 2013. Official language in Estonian, but English is widely spoken. In comparison to all the Baltic countries, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Estonia has got the higher English speakers. Known as for e-society, paperless government, electronic voting. We will discover this more in details. Estonia is one of the only countries which has got e-voting mechanism in the country. And when we say e-society, the entire country is quite dependent on the e-version, online version of various businesses. Highlights of Estonia. The biggest lake in Estonia is called as Pepsi. The capital of Estonia is Tallinn. About 400,000 people live in Tallinn itself, the main city. Tallinn is on the north coast of Estonia. So it's a coastal city with the beach to it, attached to it. It's one of the most beautiful cities in upper part of Northern Europe. Two biggest islands of Estonia. Are Saaremaa and Hiiumaa. They are two biggest islands of Estonia which are owned by Estonia. Why study in Estonia? Modern and innovative European country. So when it comes to comparison of European countries to Germany or Denmark, Estonia is one of the countries I will say, I can strongly confirm you that you can easily match them with Germany and Denmark because the living standard of the country is quite high. And that's the reason why you will see that the living cost in Estonia is higher than the Latvia and Lithuania. Nordic value and living standards. When we say Nordic values and living standard, it means that the comparison is done with the Nordic countries. And Nordic countries are Norway, Finland, Sweden, Denmark. So to compare Estonia, you can easily compare with these countries because the living standard is quite good. The opportunities, the society, or the job opportunities also, English speakers, you will find them more in Estonia because Estonia is more towards Nordic, right? Very untouched nature. So you have a lot of jungles, you have a lot of greenery in Estonia to live in Estonia. It's a beautiful place. Prices are very affordable. The tuition fee is affordable. It's still the same like Baltic countries. It has more cheaper food is more cheaper as compared to Lithuania. When it comes to the living expenses, it's again the same as per the other countries, and it is approximately €100 per month. We're talking about 7,500 euros per month accommodation costing, where we're talking about the food, the accommodation, the utility bills, everything included. Strong startup culture. In Estonia, you can open a company online as well in few hours. So if you want to open a company of your own, students can open a company of their own as well in few hours, and that all too can be done online once they have the resident permit. So there are a lot of startup companies which come up in Estonia. Education is very quality control. Estonian education is very known for Estonian university are very known for their quality education, and especially the research. International community. A lot of international students from European countries choose Estonia as their education destination other than the non-Europeans because it has same quality which you get in Germany or you get in Norway. Estonian government allows non-European students, example Indian students, to work 20 hours part-time during their education. There's a lot of opportunities available for networking and for the students when they are studying in Estonia. They can work with a lot of companies and internships during their education. And Estonia has got, as we said, a lot of startup culture, which means a lot of startup companies starts in Estonia where they need a lot of internship people. So it's a very high possibility a student will get accepted on the internship in Estonia. IELTS is not required if previous education in English language. So you don't require an IELTS. Some of the universities might ask you for a English language certificate. Now, why do they want to ask for English language certificate? Because sometimes they want to know that the student actually has studied education in English language and not only his mark sheet is in English language. But IELTS is not required. Spouse can work part-time. Now, this means that spouse of the students can go. Spouse of a student can go and join their applicant only after 3 months of the departure of the applicant. Why we say 3 months is that it takes time basically when the applicant reach there, get settled up, apply for the local resident permit, apply for the local commune ID, local resident ID, all the paperwork, and then apply for the visa for his or her spouse. Let's talk about universities we represent. We work with 2 universities, Tallinn University of Technology, one of the biggest university in the country, and offering a lot of programs. There are 11 programs under free education category. I have used the word free education. It means that they have a scholarship for students under 11 programs. And there's no tuition fee for those 11 programs in Thailand University of Technology. Those all programs are mentioned on the university website. Of course, we will also send you this information by email, where we will mark all the programs about which do not have the tuition fee. But there are certain programs which are non-technology programs, and they have a tuition fee of 3,300 euros. Estonia Business School, a business school which has got a very highly ranking in European countries because they produce a lot of entrepreneurs. So if you have a student who would like to study in a good business school, a top business school, I strongly recommend Estonian Business School as one destination where they can actually get good deal for the money they pay. So it's worth paying the tuition fee in Estonian Business School, approximately 3,000 to 4,000 euros they charge, but it's really good. Level of courses offered. Now, Estonia do not have a diploma system like other countries in Europe. They have bachelor's for 3 years, a master's degree for 2 years, and a PhD lasts from 2.5 minimum and can last to 2.5. Normally, it's some PhDs are 2.5. Normally, it's always 3 years. There is no diploma programs available in this country. So the student has to study. There is a course called Foundation Program, which you will not find in my slide here, but there is a preparatory program in Thailand University of Technology for 1 year for those students who have weak English. So I strongly recommend, if you have a students who have average English, approximately matching a 5.0 IELTS band score, they can be considered for this 1 year program. And post this, they will get admission into the bachelor's and the master's. Intake, majorly September is only intake in Estonia, and most of the universities will take students only in September. There's hardly any program available, or I'll say it's absolutely nil for the February intake. Estonia itself has got very few universities, and their main universities are Tallinn University, Tallinn University of Technology, Tartu University, and Estonian Business School. You can get more information about Estonian universities on studyinestonia.ee. I repeat, studyinestonia.ee. You can find a lot of programs. You can find a program filter as well. We work with all Estonian universities, but the two universities I talk about is these two universities offer student admission easily, or I will say on time. The other universities do take a lot of time. Tartu University and Tallinn University, specifically Tartu, they are very old university from late, I will say 300 years old university. One of the flagship universities of the country and the oldest in Europe. But the problem with them is that they go for at least 5 to 6 months for the admission process. If your students are okay with that and they want to apply for these specific universities, please accept the applications for any Estonian university. But we always promote the two very aggressive ones, which is Tallinn University of Technology and Estonian Business School. About Tallinn University of Technology, founded in 1918 with 13,500 students at the moment, the only technical university of Estonia, a fully accredited program under European government. It has got internationally recognized professors from abroad. They have a fantastic campus in the heart of the Tallinn city. The university has got all the modern facilities. So you can compare this university, which is QS ranking 500. It's a QS World Rank 500 university. And they have got all the research and laboratories which you will find in German universities or Swedish universities. You can easily compare this university with KTH in Sweden, Politecnico Milano in Italy, Delft in Netherlands, and TU Munich in Germany. In all Baltic countries, they have got it's one of the topmost universities. So if you want to compare Riga Tech University, Tallinn Tech University, Estonia Tech, Vilnius Tech University, all the three tech of three countries, Tallinn Tech is the topmost. The global admission rate for Tallinn Tech is 10%. The Indo-European admission rate for the last year, since we signed up with them, was 30%. So out of 10, the 3 students got admission. And this year, we have been planning to take this to 70%, which means we are accepting application from a good students only for Tallinn University of Technology. Tallinn University is very active in certain projects. Those projects can be seen on the screen. It's in Baltic, Yunka, Hurix. These are the projects where the university is doing a lot of research. Tallinn University of Technology do a lot of cooperation with Aalto in Finland, Stanford, Berkeley in US, and they have got various agreements with top universities in Europe and in the world actually for the exchange programs. So if you students get admission into Tallinn University of Technology, they have a very fair chance to go to top rank universities for exchange. KTH Sweden, Politecnico Milano, Delft Netherlands, they all are the partner universities for TUT Estonia. Tallinn University of Technology do quite a lot of collaboration with Silicon Valley because university has got a very strong computer science center and they have an office in California where they do a lot of tie-ups with the local companies and their students go for the lot of research work. Because it's a research university, they also offer PhD education. But as we said, we are focusing on bachelor's and master's program. So PhD, if students want to do a PhD, they can go for a master's degree now at the Tallinn University of Technology, and they can go for a free PhD in Tallinn Tech once they finish their master's. Tallinn University of Technology offer a lot of PhD program also for, and specifically those seats are given to the students who have done their masters from Tallinn Tech. Tallinn Tech is home to 150 international high-tech companies, and most important, Skype. It was innovated in Estonia. We all use it on a daily basis. A lot of universities are using softwares from Estonian-based companies for the admission and marketing purposes. Entry requirement to Tallinn University of Technology. Application deadline is 15th of April. That's the last day to get all the documents online. So I will say you should have 14th April as your last deadline to give all the documents. Students who are passing this year, 2015 session, they can give their results up till now and they can be considered with no problem. The admission result of the Tallinn Tech University comes out on 1st of June. Percentage required is very important. 51% marks is required by the university. But for free education, students should have at least 70%. The courses which do not charge tuition fee, the 11 courses I'm talking about, technology, mechatronics, e-governance, cybersecurity, you should have 70% marks for the students if they would like to have admission, because anything less than 70, the admission is very, very negligible. The document has to be on a 200, 250 DPI scanning. If you are giving anything above that, the application will be declined. I repeat, application will be declined. English proficiency. There used to be an IELTS requirement, but because the dates are 5.5, but because the dates are not available for the IELTS in India, the university has given the waive off for the IELTS. Once the student get the admission from the admission confirmation, all the students who will pass, who will be considered as positive application by the university, need to go for a Skype interview with the university. So all the students have to give a mandatory Skype interview to prove their English language. Bachelor courses in TUT. A student has got 12th pass last year and they have first year already, the chances are quite higher, but you need to have class 12 students to study a bachelor degree in Estonia. It's a 12 years of education. In one course, there is no tuition fee, which is integrated engineering. If you have students who already have got first year from India or Ukraine or Russia, there are a lot of students in South India I meet. I have got a lot of students which we have transferred last year who are studying in Ukraine and Russia, the first year of the Bachelor in Engineering. These students can be moved down to this particular program. Much more easier. So for free education, students with a class 12 background can also apply. So you have international business, international relations, law. Students should have business. For integrated engineering, the PCM is required. For others, the arts background is also acceptable. You can see all the programs offered in TUT with all the tuition pieces and waive offs. University have given a waive off on a condition the student will not flunk subject. If you flunk a subject, he will pay for that subject second time. If you pass in the first time, it's free education. Example, in the first semester, I pass my 4 papers, I failed my 5th paper. My 5th paper cost is 200 euros for that semester. I will pay 200 euros in the next semester to pass it. If you pass with the full load, of course it's going to be free of cost. And that's what it says, full load. When you go on the website, this is the meaning of the full load. If you pass your papers on time with the full load of the papers. EBS Business School is a school that values their confidence and they follow the entrepreneurship in every individual. It's one of the very good schools who has produced the very good entrepreneurs in Estonia, business leaders, managers. They're mostly coming from Estonian Business School. In the city center, near to the Estonian Tallinn Technical University, they have a beautiful campus. The program they are offering is, they have development programs, executive MBAs, international exposures, world-class faculties, because the faculty come from different part of the world. They have faculties from European Union, they have faculties from Australia, from US, and that's how they bring the industry leaders to educate the students, and that's why they produce a lot of good entrepreneurs. So if you have a student who's looking for a good business program, I strongly suggest Estonian Business School is a very good option. Education system in EBS is very is very productive. It's project based. If you see the classrooms, they have students from mostly European countries, as you can see in my slide. Of course, all the classrooms are e-classrooms, and their MBAs have people from the industry. So if you see the picture in the below, most of the men are from the industry, and they are coming from MBA from Eastern Business School because they do believe, and it's the locals and it's the Europeans all together. There are a lot of businessmen, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, there are a lot of higher level managers, management people studying their masters and their MBAs from Eastern Business School. On my right hand side, I've got a professor from one of the very known university from UK, and he is delivering the lecture here. There are a lot of foreign faculty coming up in EBS. Let's talk about courses offered in Estonian Business School. They offer admission in the following areas. They offer bachelor's, 2 bachelor and 2 masters. So all the courses are available in Estonian Business School only. International business, international administration and languages. That's their 2 bachelor degree they give. The application fee is only 35 euros, non-refundable. Student need to have a class 12th examination with commerce or PCM. Masters, it's international business, major in marketing and finance. Student need to be from business background. That's mandatory for both the programs. So you have to pick up the program they want to study, submit the required documents, and all the documents are postal required. So when students send the documents go to university. The documents from universities from Estonia goes to ENIC-NARIC. ENIC-NARIC is a body in Estonia which authenticate the documents, and then they issue a confirmation letter that university can invite student for the admission. Student has to give a statement of purpose. University evaluation is done. After that, Skype interviews in some in Estonian Business School is also there, because sometimes Estonian Business School also hosts a Skype interview. Student get after the Skype interview, student get the acceptance letter. Student get the visa documents prepared, pay the tuition fee and other fee charges, apply for the visa in Estonian embassy, which take 15 days, and come to Estonia. Evaluation of previous education. I was talking about ENIC-NARIC. So ENIC-NARIC is basically like SKVC Lithuania and AIC in Latvia. So ENIC-NARIC and AIC Latvia play a same role, that they allow the university to invite the student to the country for the admission. So when Indo-Europeans send the documents to the university, university send them to ENIC-NARIC. To get the approval of ENIC-NARIC, the provisional certificate is mandatory, or the degree is mandatory, either of them. So either student will have to have a final degree, or they have to have a provisional in case of 2015 pass outs. And this degree or the provisional goes all the way to ENIC-NARIC, and then comes the approval. Until and unless we attach the provisional certificate minimum or the degree, no university in Estonia, and to be keeping in record, no university in Estonia or in Latvia will issue a final admission letter, because both the ways they have to go to the local body. In case Tallinn University of Technology has decided this year that they will offer the students the places in advance, and the enigmatic will come later because it's going to be a queue system. But this means that in case the university accepts a student, but enigmatic refuse it, then they have to withdraw the offer. So make sure that your students are from recognized university from India and they have the right qualification. Most of the students going to Tallinn University of Technology will have a BTech degree where enigmatic is never a problem for any Indian university. We have visa requirements. Student pay a resident permit fee of 65 euros to the embassy itself. Application form. I'm gonna jump out the numbers, few numbers. I'll jump onto my point number 5th, statement of purpose covering letter, which will be made by Indo-European, CV of the student, admission and acceptance letter from university, accommodation proof of in University Estonia that will be provided by the university itself as a hostel. Student has to provide a tuition fee payment, which means that student has to pay the tuition fee in advance if he has to pay. Medical insurance contract valid for the full course duration. We have a tie-up with the Estonian company who produce the Estonian insurance as well. Certificate of last institution setting the English instruction, medium of instruction was English or IELTS. It is mandatory for the visa. Either the IELTS or either the institution. So you have enough time to get this once the admission is secured in the university. Highest education document needs to be apostille, which we have already done in advance. We have discussed this in visa admission requirement. Work experience document, as no gaps are acceptable. So make sure your students have got decent experience letters to cover up the gaps if they have at the time of the visa. Again, at the time of the visa, not the admission. Travel insurance and itinerary which Indo-European prepare for them from head office itself. I will now start the admission and visa or any kind of questions you have. So we'll go at the back and we try to retrieve all of our questions which we have seen on our screen. And you can start typing more questions now. And there's a chat window here. If you click the plus sign, you can actually put the questions there. For Tallinn University, the percentage, the deadline, I have a audience asking. The percentage is 51 on the bachelor's program, and 51% marks you need to have Tallinn Technology to enter. But the paid programs, you can get admission from 51 to 60. But for free education, look at least 70% marks in the higher education. If they have higher education 70% marks, the possibility is very high. And that's where we are saying that Indo-European admission rate will go to 70%, whereas the global admission rate of Tallinn University Technology is only 10%, because they do not accept mostly the students who do not have 70%. And deadline going to be 15th of April online. You have to deposit all your documents to us. 15th April, the portal will close and student will not be able to make any other application. The next question comes is how much percentage the student needs to basic BSc integrated engineering. Again, it's the same answer. 70% marks in class 12th or lesser marks in class 12th, but first year from India. TUT English Language Foundation course, you can see it on online. It's approximately 1400 euros. If I'm not wrong, I don't have an access to the internet right now, I can say. But on the website, it gives the tuition fee clearly. If TUT has, the question is, Mr. Rajesh, if student has 75% marks, can we give 100% insurance in the admission? Now, when we talk about some world rank universities, you need to understand that 100% thing doesn't work there. When we talk about VGTU, KTU, University, Clipedia, yes, we can say 100% because we know that this is not competition based, this is demand and supply game going on. Whereas university, I started with this conversation that Tallinn University of Technology can be compared with Polytechnic de Milano, KTH Sweden, UCLA US, Leeds in UK. So this is a quality university, and they're not after anybody, any Tom, Dick and Harry. But yes, with a 75% mark, the chances are nearly 98% he will get into the admission. But I strongly suggest when you're applying for Tallinn University of Technology, you should always have a backup copy. When you apply to any world rank universities under 500, always take backup. It's my strong suggestion. The SOP, Statement of Purpose. Statement of Purpose is one of the very important document in world rank 500 university admissions. If the statement of purpose is not good, the admission is going to be really effective, because these universities do keep a lot of weightage to the statement of purpose, and they give a certain points to them to this document. The student has to make a document. We will send you some good SOPs today by email, all of you, where you can have a look on how a good statement of purpose can be written. It will be a Word document. I strongly request you not to copy them, but just learn them as example. The next question is the bachelor requirement and percentage for bachelor in free education. The bachelor students or the master students applying for no tuition fee program in Tallinn University of Technology should have at least 70% marks for the master students. For the bachelor, they should have 70% marks, or they should have 12th plus first year of education in case they don't have 70%, but minimum should be 60. So anybody who has 60% in class 12th should actually apply only for the no tuition fee program in integrated engineering if they have the 1 year from university from India. There are a lot of students. This is a message for all our partners from South India. There are a lot of students who are studying in Ukraine and Russia and small countries there, who are doing engineering in Kharkiv University of Electronics or other universities. You can find them easily. And these students have got first year completed degrees. I personally have experience of getting admission nearly 100% to a group of few students last year who had a degree completed the first year from these countries. The reason is, those students who have first year already are ahead of 12th class pass out students. It's much more easier for them to get the admission into the free education than others. But that doesn't mean that the 12th pass student doesn't get admission. I'm just saying that the probability is much more higher. TUT Skype interview will be subject based or general. It's going to be a subject and general both together. It will be done by the faculty department. They will talk about the previous education, why you want to come to Estonia and everything. So please make sure if students get the admission interview, they are well prepared for it. If they're not, they're going to lose a seat, a free seat. Even the paid ones sometimes are going to have, it's just the English language test. It doesn't have to do anything with the free or paid. Nowhere in European Union, I will say, no university will accept student with diploma to do a master's. Neither Estonia. They can go for a bachelor's program, of course. Next question comes is, Estonia Business School require any work experience? On the master's level, if you don't have business background, yes, they require experience. For the Estonia, the visa charges is there. It's 4,500 rupees, which you have to pay in the embassy for the resident permit fees, plus 4,500 again for the visa fees. So in total, we are talking about 9,000 rupees as the embassy charges, and then of course you have to get your one insurance, which will cost you approximately 6 to 7,000 rupees. So we are talking about 15 to 18,000 rupees expenses for the visa, which include embassy fee, resident permit, and the insurance. The question is, the BSc in Integrated Engineering, what is the requirement in PCM as there is no tuition fee? I just have informed about this, that if you are applying for a bachelor's program for the free education, the tuition fee, there's no tuition fee. We would be looking at students at class 12 with 70% marks, or 10 plus or below 70%. They should have 10 plus 2 plus 1 year of university from India, 13 years of education. But student for this year pass out, they can apply if they are expecting 70% marks in their class 12. So this year pass out or the previous year pass out, 70% marks in your class 12 or 13 years of education. The next question is, what's the IELTS requirement under the low paid education in TUT? The IELTS requirement it's low paid, it's free. Let's just understand very clearly. TUT do not have nothing called low paid or free. TUT has a tuition fee, which is mentioned on the website. Certain program of TUT doesn't have a tuition fee because it has been waived off by the university. IELTS requirement is an entry requirement. It doesn't have to do anything with free, paid, or low paid. Anybody who do not have an IELTS will be asked to give a Skype interview, and on the basis of the Skype interview, they will be getting the admission confirmation. Next question is, if the student has got 64% marks in bachelor's, then what will he be eligible for no tuition fee programs? I think I have just mentioned this answer right away in my last answer. I hope, Mr. Swami, you have got the answer. In case not, you can ask this question again and I'll repeat it. The next question, the SOP, can you mention the last point? I'll go with my slide just to check. I didn't understand the last point. I have opened this for Mr. Pranesh. I have opened the slide again. Could you please explain SOP? Can you, after we apply for the visa? I would like to mention it. Mr. Pranesh, I do not understand your question. Kindly please write the entire question in one shot so I can understand the question. We have a question from Mr. Swami. If the student is not getting free education, then what is the free for the e-governance technology and services? There is nothing called fees. If there is no fees, there is no fees. So Tallinn University, I repeat the same thing again. Tallinn University have technology, have got programs. Some programs they charge, some they don't charge. End of the story. It doesn't give you you can't buy the education. Guys, all you people out there need to understand, you can't buy it. It's the opportunity, it's the decision of the university to attract more qualified professionals to their master program where the country needs development. So this is the reason why they have taken off the tuition fee from certain programs. They don't need MBAs. They need cybersecurity people. They need mechatronics people. So you can't buy the education there. You have to qualify for it. So doesn't matter you actually have low percentage or high. It has nothing to do with your admission. You have percentage, you get admission. You don't have percentage, you don't have admission. We have a question from Ms. Haveen. Is it possible if you can send the sample question for Skype interview so that we can prepare the student? There is no such Skype interview questions, but definitely we'll send you the visa point of view questions for you. But let me put this way, that when it comes to, I'm sure all of you have experience with students sending abroad. The universities talk about, when it is an interview happening with the university or the visa, university asks about the motivation. Why do you want to come here? Why do you have chosen this course? They are the basic questions which we all should know while sending student abroad, and after all, we're sending them for the education. So if student is a genuine student, I think he will be able to answer all the questions in Skype. But definitely, if you want, we will be sending the list of questions. But always remember, in the Skype interview with the university, the motivation is very important. If the student doesn't show the motivation to do the program and he is selected on the Skype, he is losing his free seat. So being a consultant, counselors, it's our responsibility to make sure that people are well trained before they go for these Skype interviews. The next question is from Ms. Mona. Is it easy to find part-time job in Estonia, and how much student can earn? That's a good question, actually. Students can find part-time job very easily. As I said, Estonia is very close to Finland. They are dominated by Finnish culture. The education system is Nordic. The people, the approach is quite different than Latvia and Estonia. Being in Baltic countries, there's a lot of opportunities for students, specifically technology students, IT students, to work in IT companies. We have a lot of people who got jobs in Estonia. They have finished the education, they got a jobs in Estonia, they're working there, and there is a 6-month job seeker visa also by Estonian government for the students who to stay back. So other than the taking your spouse with you, other than that, you can actually also you can stay back in the country for 6 months. So part-time jobs you can earn around about, say, 400 to 500 euro a month in a part-time jobs in Estonia. Next question. Bachelor students, can they work part-time for the beginning of the course? Yes, of course, they can work part-time. There is no restrictions on the bachelor students. It's not like Lithuania. Of course, Lithuania has a restriction on the bachelor students, but I want to tell you that even Lithuania is going to waive off the restrictions on the bachelor students. So there is no restriction on the Estonian bachelor student in Estonia. You can have 2 university brochures. Of course, you'll have 2 university. We will send you the brochures of 2 universities. We'll send the e-brochures today, and you'll have it. As we have already sent you the last presentation material, and same way we will send you this presentation material also today. In case if you have not got the material for the last presentations, which were done last few presentations, please send an email to me directly. We always share the material the same day, and in case you're not getting it, it's important to us for us to know so we can add you in our list. The next question is, I missed out one point, the SOP. Okay. Let's go next. How much are the charges for spouse visa and the duration? What is the PR chance in the country? Indo-European charge 20,000 rupees for spouse visa, and the embassy charge approximately same amount like student, 15,000 rupees for the resident permit fees, for the visa fees, and for the insurance. The PR chances are you live in the country, you live in Estonia for 5 years, and you can apply for the permanent residency. And you can make a request to the immigration department, and they can convert your visa into an indefinite permanent residency, like Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania also. Yes, spouse can work full time as well in Estonia. Any other questions do you have? Yes, I'll repeat again your question, Ms. Helene. How much are the charges for spouse visa and the duration of the visa? The spouse visa, the embassy charge, again the same amount of tuition fee, the amount of charges, which is 4,500 for the resident permit, 4,500 for the embassy fees, approximately 7,000-8,000 rupees for the insurance. In total, we are talking about 15 to 17,000 rupees. And our charges is 20,000 plus service tax, which we charge to do the spouse visa. We do all the paperwork for the students. And if you live in Estonia for 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency. Can you hear me now, Peter, Pranesh? I hope everybody can hear me. In case you can't hear me, you can ask me the questions again if I have missed out something. The living cost, as we mentioned, is approximately, the living cost is 100 euros for university hostel in twin sharing basis. So students can live in the university hostel. All the hostels are equipped with the accommodation, with the water, heating, electricity, internet, kitchens, and they don't have to pay anything extra. In 100 euro, everything is covered. Any more questions, please? The funds to show for the visa. 6,000 euros has to be shown, somewhere like 5 lakh rupees, and the source of income has to be there. Can be education loan, borrowed by parents, borrowed by some relative. That's fine, but we need to show where the money come from. 5 lakh rupees. Any further questions, please? Yes, it is very sure spouse can work in Estonia. No problem. We have checked with the embassy, and we have a couple of students who are already taken their spouse in Estonia, and it's a very confirmed statement we are giving up. Okay, the next question is for the paid programs. Any scholarship are available for outstanding students? No, there is no scholarship available for outstanding students. The paid programs are paid itself. Yeah, that's why they're not in the free list. Yes, all the there will be a visa interview in the embassy. Yes, there will be a visa interview. All the students have to go for the visa interview because that is a mandatory thing in Schengen countries. Please note this down. If you're applying for Schengen visa to any Schengen country, you need to go for a personal interview. If you have any more questions. If you have more questions, you can write down. You can write those questions to me as well. I am typing my email address once again. I believe there are no further questions available, so I would like to bring this session to an end. Once again, thank you so much. I really appreciate for your attendance, and we are really looking forward to hear from you. In case you see we are missing some things in our presentations, or if you have more suggestions, please send those suggestions to me directly, and we'll definitely look into that. We'll try to give you as better as possible seminars where you have more information and you can use those information for your students as well. Thank you so much. By today evening, we'll send this all the material, university brochures, all which we have promised here by email to all of our partners. Thank you.